Well, what we had heard is that the detainees were told by the facility that one of their fellow detainees had actually passed away due to complications from the COVID, testing positive from COVID-19. And so after we heard that, I went ahead and called the county to confirm that they, of course, keep track of deaths in the county, and that is true. He passed away apparently at a hospital that he had been moved to previously because of complications.
Do we know much more on the circumstances, when and where, and any details?
No, we really don't. And so, given that yesterday, I think it was yesterday in the court arguments, I think they did admit that there was one patient who was very gravely ill. We think it happened sometime between then and now.
Now, you've been keeping a close watch on this Otay detention facility, and we saw recently when you brought some masks. Can you talk about that situation and your concerns?
Well, look, we just are concerned. The reports we get, which are sometimes, the detainees will tell their family members or attorneys things going on inside. They don't necessarily match up with the formal reports being told to us by ICE, and so we've been concerned that they haven't had adequate protective gear. We know that they have had more than 124 positive cases. It makes, of course, that zip code in Otay Mesa one of the largest, in fact, the largest hotspot for COVID-19 positive cases in the county. And so we're concerned about those detainees and their rights. The ACLU did sue to have some of them basically allowed to move on, and they were successful. And I think 77 have or will be released from detention. They don't really pose a threat. They're going through the refugee process, trying to claim their asylum status, and that is a little bit of a relief right now.
Have you heard much about the conditions inside the facility?
Well, the detainees themselves, I mean, again, they're calling their family members and lawyers, and they're saying that, the food has been atrocious. There are numerous detainees who said that they were on hunger strikes because of it. They're crowded into small areas. They don't have room for social distancing. It just depends from day to day how they're treated by the facility guards, I guess. And so it's just been a tough situation for all of them. And early on, when this started to spread, there were some really lax protocols in place that allowed it to spread very quickly. Obviously, the number of detainees who have tested positive show that it spread extremely fast. And so we're just hopeful that they can protect as many of those detainees as possible. It's really important. We call them detainees; they're not inmates. A lot of these folks have never committed a crime. They presented themselves at the border. They're seeking asylum, and this isn't. A lot of people kind of think of this as a jail, but it's a little different.